But everybody, welcome back to another live video. This welcome back to another interview live. Tonight we'll be interviewing with our running backs coach for East Rutherford, Coach Nick Cooper. We'll just I'm gonna wait for people to hop on while I talk about things, and then we'll try to wait for him to hop on here so we get this interview started. See if we can try to hop on here. So I'm gonna talk about a few things, and then we'll get right into the interview. So I'm going to talk about a few things. Wait till people hop on here, and then we'll get this interview started. Carolina football lost to Clemson on the bye week. Again, back against Cal next week. Late kickoff. It starts right after our Cavaliers game. So looking forward to that. Our Tar Heels travel to Cal. They go to California. So my Seahawks, we just lost to the Bucks. Probably 38-35 to the Bucks. Sadly, we'll be back on the field at Jacksonville on Sunday. My Red Sox baseball, we just lost the Yankees in the wild card round, and the Yankees just move on to the probably division round, best of 5 series. They got the Blue Jays. So our JV football will be traveling to Chase tomorrow night to take on the Chase Trojans on JV football night. Kickoffs at 6 o'clock. And our varsity football, last home game of the season, senior night against Chase at home on senior night. Want y'all to be proud, to be loud. Let's go pack the stands. County rivalry game. You want to pack the stands? There'll be a baseball championship ring ceremony probably at the after senior recognizing. Probably after that. So go ahead and come here. Let's pack the stands for county rivalry. Go ahead, pack the stands. Like I said, JV will be at Chase tomorrow night, 6 p.m. So JV will be at Chase. Varsity will be hosting Chase. All right. We'll go ahead and get this interview started. Let's see if we can try to get Coach Cooper on here. Let's see if we can try to get him on here. We try to see. I'm about to add him right now. Okay. Trying to get him on here so we can interview with him.
Looks like he's trying to join, right?
Yeah, he's trying to join. Well, we wait for him to try to join. Let me see. Let's see what try to think before we try to join here before we start this. And just trying to go ahead and get him on here. He's joining right now. Guys, trying to back me up because at the end of the video, the camera's gonna zoom me at the end of the live video. So we're trying to get him joined in. Just trying to wait for him. Try to get him on here. You see right now, just back Yup. Trying to, because at the end of the live video, the camera was zooming in. So I had to back up my phone because at the end of the live video, it just zooms in. Yeah, let's go ahead and try again. Try again. I'm on here. Try again. I'm on here. You had him. No, we're trying to get some technical difficulties trying to get him on here. You send it again. All right. Watch out. Dog is in here. Watch out, Chewy. So I just talk about my old dog here. Just trying to make sure he's not trying to trip over something. All right, let's see here. Go back out here. Request accept. You try to get him on here.
There we go.
Hey, how's it going, Coach
There
Coop?
we. What's going on, JJ? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I was trying to get in, man, but hey, that don't matter. We here now.
All right. Let's just talk about some few questions here.
Okay.
All right, the first question is, what is your earliest football memory?
Man. So I actually remember the very first time I played rec ball. I think I was maybe 6, 7. I played with the Yellow Jackets. We were the Yellow Jackets, and we were actually the worst team in the league. Like everybody beat us, and the last game I finally scored my first touchdown. The last game of the season, the only touchdown we scored that year. And yeah, man, I finally remember that memory, man.
Okay. What other sports did you play?
Growing up, man, I played basketball. I had a short stint at baseball. And then I went on to run track. I ended baseball so perfectly. It was like, and mind you, it's only little league. It was my first year at actually pitching. Struck out the whole year. Last game of the season again. Uh, the bases are loaded. Bottom of the ninth, just like any storybook fairy tale, and I hit a grand slam. And I said, you know what? This is probably the best way to go out, on this. So I went out. I went out with a grand slam, and then I ran track after that. So yeah, 3 sports.
Okay. Do you always play running back or have you played other positions?
Um, for the majority of my career, I played running back. In fact, I played a little linebacker in high school, but I mean, I was getting the ball about 40 or 50 times a game. So they I guess they figured I was better better off in playing running back versus playing both because I'm no good to nobody if I can't breathe. So,
Okay. Tell us about your high school career. What do you remember most about your coach? And what is your favorite high school football memory?
um, before I answer that, so I did play. And I don't want to get ahead of you. I did play fullback for the Packers once and I'm pretty sure that'll come later. But I did end up playing fullback later on in my career. But it was running back for the majority. Now you said more about my high school career. Is that what you asked a while ago?
Okay. What was your college recruiting process like?
I think I got ahead of you. You asked me about my high school. I believe you asked me. I think you said tell me about my high school career. I got off on the tangent right there. I'm sorry. But yeah. So my as far as high school is concerned, man, I went to. I'm not from Rutherford County, so I went to Clinton High School, which is in Clinton, North Carolina. And that's it's close to Fayetteville. It's back east, so it's almost like Rutherfordton, where it's like an hour from everything. It's like an hour from Raleigh, hour from Fayetteville, hour from Wilmington. So and honestly, my high school had a a, a strong tradition as far as being a powerhouse. So I actually in high school I played in two state championships. We went my junior year. We won my junior year. We actually played Lincolnton. I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with Lincolnton. So we played them my junior year. We went back my senior year, and we lost to Burlington Cummings. So, and I mean, high school was a great experience for me, man. You know, like I said, actually, Willie Parker, who played running back for the Steelers, when I was in high school along that time, he was from Clinton. I mean, we had so many great athletes come out of there, man. So, we had a winning tradition. So, and I was just happy that we could continue that legacy when I was there. And your next question, you asked me what was my. That's right, the dark horses, Clinton High dark horses. The only high school with the dark horse mascot, might I add. So everybody else. I don't want to be biased, but my dark horse bias will come out right now. We're the only school with that mascot. Um, so yeah, that's something to be proud of as well. And my college recruiting process was it was actually a little strange, man. I had committed to NC State coming out of high school. Um, and I was really excited about that. However, a week before National Signing Day, um, they they fired Chuck Amato and his whole coaching staff. So at that point, I'm scrambling because I had kind of already put all my eggs into one basket. So I was scrambling. I didn't really know what I was going to do at this point because everybody had already kind of made their decisions. So I one of the I guess the blessing out of that was I ended up attending Winston-Salem State University. And honestly, if I could go back, man, I would do the same thing all over again. Um, just by the experiences that I've had from there. So, my college recruiting process was a little bit, wacky, but it was still great nonetheless.
Okay. What are you most proud of from your college career?
Hmm. Honestly, I would say that I was there for to actually witness the change in culture, the turnaround. When I first got to Winston, you know, it they really didn't have a I want to say a history of winning. It was in North Carolina. If you know HBCUs, it's North Carolina A&T. It's North Carolina Central, and then Winston is kind of on the back burner. So but when I first got there, it was still like that. But by the time I left, Winston Salem State was just as a household name as North Carolina A&T. And the year I left to go to the league, we actually had the best record in school history. We went 13-1 that year, and the only game we lost was the game before the national championship. So, and fun fact, the year after I left, they actually went to the national championship. So, they were able to continue that tradition, even when I left. So, I would say the proudest moment was me actually, seeing almost the change in culture and just to see how things changed from the time I got there to the time I left.
Okay. What was the biggest game you played in college?
Hmm. Wow. Man, there's so many big games. I mean, obviously, to me, if we're going off of just, you know, the biggest game, I would say it would have to be the game before the national championship because at that point, no one in Winston had ever witnessed that. We were never, we were never that good that we were, playing the game right, the semifinals right before the national championship. But excuse me, I can remember it was homecoming of that same year. Uh, it was the same time as the NBA lockout. So I know you're young, you don't remember this, but some people will. So the NBA players were going to different colleges and just playing pickup games in the gym. So it ironically it worked out that year that I had LeBron James at my school. I had Chris Paul, I had Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, Josh Smith. They was just chilling on our campus, and they watched our game, and just to have those caliber of athletes and celebrities to that extent, they're watching our game, just chilling, and then after that they played pickup game in our gym, so that was big for our schools as well. But there's so many, man. I love Winston, and it'll forever hold a place in my heart.
Tell us about your NFL experience and what was the talent level like?
Very brief, very soon, very sudden. Um, it was everything is faster, man. It's literally, the best of the best. It is a dream job. Don't get me wrong. It is the American dream. If there is a such thing as a dream job, it would be that. However, it is probably the most stressful job you'll ever have in your life. Um, you know, no matter how good you are, no matter how good you play, how well you play, or how much people like you, there's always constantly someone coming in to replace your spot. They have workouts, um, open workouts or tryouts up until week 16 of the season. So, you know, I just remember thinking like, wow, like this is the. I remember watching you play last year, and now I'm taking snaps from you, or I'm blocking you, or it was just a significant difference in speed and talent. And I remember the first night I got there, they give you a playbook, and this was right in the time where they were integrating the iPad, but you still had the actual playbook. And they had me this notebook that looked like two King James Version Bibles stacked on top of each other, and like, yeah, you got to remember this, remember these plays by tomorrow. We're gonna do walkthroughs. So, um, a dream job, but very stressful.
Is there anyone in the league that you stay in contact with?
Not so much these days. Well, that's been 14 years ago, so I definitely not anyone that's playing now. I was well, God rest his soul, Cedric Benson. That's one guy that I did kind of stay in contact with, but he passed about 8 years ago. But him and I were cool during my time in Green Bay. He was just a really good guy, and rest in peace. He got in a motorcycle accident about 8 years ago. So yeah, yeah. But and I talked to some guys that no longer play, but they played 10, 12 years. And, of course, I still keep in contact with Willie. That's my guy. So, yeah, it's quite a few, but none that actually currently play.
How did you end up in Rutherford County?
Uh, I would say love. At the time, man, it was so doing all of this when I was in the league and working out for teams and just that my career. My girl moved back here to take a job. So once I got back, um, I was I didn't really know what to do, where to go. So I came here, and I've been here ever since.
Now let's talk about Cavalier football. How did you come to be the running backs coach?
Man, I don't know. Well, I'll say this, man. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, or told me 6 months ago that I was going to be a coach and that I was going to be even in the school system, man, I probably would have laughed at you and probably demanded that you get a drug test or something because I like you're crazy. But man, honestly, kind of what jump started or what started it. In back in I believe June, I went and helped out with a football camp in Baltimore, in Maryland. So um, close friend of mine. He didn't play in the league, but I mean he was a dog. But anyway, he my friend Steven, he's been hosting camps for about 4 years now. So initially, he just wanted me to kind of help come up and help with running backs and just just to kind of see what it's like. Well, while I'm there, he gives me basically the inner workings of how he host camps and, everything, basically the blueprint. And he wanted me to basically do what he did up there, but do it down here. So whenever I get back to North Carolina, man, I'm fired up. I'm ready. I got the blueprint. I'm ready to do it. And, you know, I've heard Russ's name, Philip Russ, head coach of East Rutherford. I heard his name probably about a year ago. Just a guy in the community talking about, how he was with the kids and, that he was a real solid guy. And so I had some kind of connection with him. So recently, just kind of reached out. I wanted to, just kind of touch base with him and just kind of see, where his head was at, see if it was okay to do what I, kind of wanted to do. Because I noticed that we didn't really have a lot of camps here, football wise, for the kids, for the youth. So I reached out to him. We chopped it up, and we spoke, and it kind of was floating in the atmosphere. And at the time, I was looking for a job, but it had to make sense, financial wise. So the more and more we kept talking, I just kind of I kind of fell in love with the guy, man. Just his personality, just how he was, and then I saw how he was around the kids, and um, it just it kind of the fire that had kind of burned out from football. It kind of reignited it, man. Was that me? Was that you? Was that me?
Yeah, that's my thing. I gotta fix it real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
No, a second. Alright, I think I fix it now.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that fire that kind of had went out from the, just kind of being over football, it kind of was reignited and it was almost like a no-brainer. It was like it's like it was a divine purpose that I met him, that we talked, and that I told him what my vision and my goals were, and just everything aligned, man. So I really believe it was laid out by God that every all of this happened. So yeah, that's kind of the long short version of how I even ended up coaching.
We have a great stable of running backs at East. Tell us what you think about the current and future potential of our backs.
Oh man, I mean, I, they make my job easier, man. You got Brandon. My only regret with Brandon is that I wasn't able to get to him, and be here sooner. Because I see how he is now, and it's just like I believe he is the complete back. I mean, you got somebody that runs hard. He can make you miss. He can block. He can catch. He can pass. I mean, you know, he's a dog. I mean, anything that you would want out of your star player, he has that. Um, And and I mean, he genuinely loves the game. I mean, any small thing that I've told him or any jewel or nugget that I've tried to give him, he's just taken it and he's just expounded on it. And I mean, you can't ask for a better back. And Tay, I mean, I'm so excited just to see his growth, from now to whenever he's a senior. Just the fact that, he's so hungry, uh, and he has that drive to want to be great. I really love that. And we got Kiki, man. Kiki, this guy, he's maybe 150 pounds after he eats Thanksgiving dinner, and he runs like he's 230. I mean, the guy has so much force and intensity and just so much aggression. I mean, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited for the future. I'm glad that I came when I got here. Wish it could have been earlier, but we're here now. I mean, even the younger guys, man. We have Zamir. He's a bigger back, but I mean he has good footwork. So I look forward to honing in and kind of just getting them to hone in on their skills. And we got Landon. We got so many, man. I could go on for days about what we got in the arsenal, but I won't say too much.
Okay. And I'm gonna say, now tell me about our coaching staff. How did you fit in, and what are their strengths?
Oh man, we got a bunch of maniacs for coaches, man. Nah, I love those guys, man. It's one thing to want to be great, and this is kind of one thing that I really love about Russ. He not only demands greatness, on the football field, but he demands greatness in the classroom. He demands greatness when you're out in the community. When you're at home, whenever nobody's watching, and he wants. He genuinely wants what's best for the kids. Um, and yes, we do have an obsession for the game of football and an obsession to want to be great. But just to be great men is probably speaks more it's about who he is to his core. I mean, I'm a prime example. We're all prime examples that the game of football is only going to last for such a small portion of your life. I was fortunate enough to make it to the professional level, but even still, my career in my eyes was cut short. So the things that you learn from football are going to carry you well after you stop playing the game. So yeah, and honestly, I feel like I've known these guys, for way longer than 5 months. I mean, I feel like I've genuinely known these guys for years. We all have the same common goal, and we all love the game. And it's funny sometimes, even every day after practice. Oh, all right, brother.
Hold on a second.
All right.
Let me fix this right here. It only does that. Oh, let me try.
It's okay.
It only does that all the time. All right, you can. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to get this microphone. It only does that all the time. All right, you can continue now.
Um. Oh yeah, yeah. I was just saying that even after practice, we're just in the coach's office, just talking, telling about our week, anything that we got bothering us, anything that we have going on. I mean, we're coaches, but we're also therapists, and we're just somebody to talk to whenever you may can't take some of this stuff home. You may can't tell your partner or your spouse about it. So we talk with each other, man. So it's a really good bunch of guys, man.
Okay. All right. Who would you say is the funniest player on the team and why?
You said the funniest player?
Yeah.
Uh, man, the funniest player. It's man. Everybody has their own like unique characteristic about them. I will say this, and I don't want to jump ahead. The funniest person on the team, hands down, is Q. Hands down. I mean, he is, dude. I mean, this guy will have your stomach in a knot laughing like you about to catch a cramp laughing at this dude. He's so funny. But I would say I would substitute player for just person on the team. He's the funniest on the team, in my opinion.
We have a county rival Chase coming up on Friday. What do you think about that matchup?
Um, I feel like with any county rivalry or with any game within the county, you're going to get their best effort. Um, with anybody, like it's what's to be expected. I believe that with what we have, that if you line anybody up against us, I like our chances against anybody. And we've proven that this year. I don't care who you line us up with. Um, it's going to be a dogfight, and you're going to know who we are, and we're going to introduce ourselves to you. So um, I like our chances against anybody.
Okay. What do you think makes East Rutherford football special?
Um, I'm gonna say it starts with the coaches. Like, I mean, I can't tell you how much planning and preparation and just psychological and mental warfare that we put ourselves through. Just on a week to week basis. Just to be better, just to have that edge. I mean, I mean, I won't say too much, but just to give everybody else some insight, because like we've literally listened to one song for the past 3, 4 days to the point where every time I hear it, I want to punch a wall, and it's it's stuff like that mental edge, like that sets us apart. It starts from the coaching staff, really, man, and then it trickles down. It goes into the players. I love the culture there. I love what we represent, um, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. And we will see that it's just not this year. I mean, it's going to be years to come. East Rutherford football is here to stay, and we're setting a new standard, man.
Okay. All right. Coach Q is our defensive backs coach. Give us your best Coach Q impersonation, or what is your favorite Coach Q line?
Uh, man, listen, it's so many, but my personal favorite, it just whenever he look at you and he say bye, like you already know what that means.
Yeah.
JJ, bye. you know, Go ahead and take that lap until he tell you to stop or go to that hill. I mean, he just there's nobody like you, but he is what you want your defensive backs coach to be. Like he's what you want your corners coach to be. He reminds me of every corner that I've gone against, every corner that I played against. It's like I don't he doesn't care how big you are, how tall you are. He don't care about none of that. If it's you and him, it's gonna be him. And you need that. Like we need Q. Like Q is my guy, and he is a gem, and he is very necessary, especially for East Rutherford football.
What do you think the ceiling for this East Rutherford team?
Uh, there is no ceiling. We are gonna be as good as we want to be, as we train to be, as we practice to be, as we think we are. Um, I don't, I don't see anybody like us, um, and I'm talking about in North Carolina. Just what we bring to the table, what we practice and what we live out every day. I just I mean, this is something that's really special, and I'm really thankful that I was put into this position when I was, and I'm really thankful that everything, all the stars aligned, and that I'm a part of what's about to happen.
All right, this is the last question of the night. Tell us about who you go home to.
Um, a house full of kids, madhouse. I get off my first shift and I go to second shift, which is my family, of course. My girl. We have three beautiful children. My son Cannon, he's 11. He'll be a Cavalier soon. Um, we have, and you know we of course you know him with the Silverbacks.
Mhm.
Um, Cannon, and then we have Dawson and Demi, our twins. They're four. They're identical. Um, the same but different. It's like two little monsters wandering around your house, raising havoc. But I honestly spending time with them. It's funny because to the outside, you're coach or you're this or you're that, you're Mr. Cooper. But when you get home, you're just dad, and it doesn't matter, how rough your day was. Um, they want to snuggle up with you. They want you to play with them, and they want you to, uh, show them attention. And it's funny. No matter how rough the day is, they always seem to kind of just bring me back and center me at the end of the day. So I am thankful for my family.
All right, so that's not a last question. I got another question from the fan in the comments.
Okay.
Someone just asked in the comments, what do you do on Sundays?
I wonder who that could be. So I actually play organ. I play. I've played piano now for 20 plus years. And I play organ. Well, I started out playing drums. That's a whole nother podcast, JJ. That's a whole nother hour right there. But yeah, nah, I play organ, and that's always been my it's always been sports and music for me. They've always went hand in hand. Even I started in middle school, um, so I would rush for even in high school I would rush for 300 yards on Friday, and then Sunday I'm either playing drums or I'm playing keyboard. So that's I've something I've always kind of taken with me. And now yeah, I mean I still do it. I still love it. And it just it completes me, man. It's a part of my DNA.
All right, that's all the questions I have for
Okay.
tonight.
Okay.
Do
Hey,
you have
well,
any
look,
fun?
man, I appreciate you having me, man. Listen, a lot of people don't know is you probably possess more knowledge of football than 95 of the percent of the people that come to the stands and that's in the stadium on Friday. You probably know a little bit more about some things about football than me, and I don't know how I feel about that. But you are a very intellectual young man, and I appreciate what you bring to the table, man.
All right, that's all I have. Thank
Thank
you
you for
for
having me.
thank you thank you for tuning on this interview.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
All right, see you, Coach.
See you.
y'all. That's your interview with Cooper here. Let's see if we can try to get him off here so I can get back to my full thing. All right, there we go. That's your interview with running back coach, Coach Cooper. Great interview with him. Sorry about my mic here. I don't know why it's doing that all the time. I'll try to get this fixed after I end this. Yep. So thank y'all for tuning in for another interview. I had my last interview from last week. Go check it out on my page. Last week interview with King K. Go check it out. That was last Wednesday. So yeah. Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause for coming on here. It's a great pleasure to get him on here. All right, that's all I have for y'all tonight. Don't get your name back for a Friday night wrap-up after the game tomorrow night. Remember, senior night against Chase. Don't forget Pakistan's county rivalry. And of course, JV at Chase. Can't wait to see y'all there on those games. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hashtag Sweet Rippin' and see y'all on the Friday night wrap-up after the game. Have a good night, everyone. See y'all Friday night wrap-up.